Madam Speaker, after 8 years and over $100 million spent, this government is still not admitting their close relationship with Dominique Barton and McKinsey. But close friends have dinner at each other's homes. Close friends embrace each other warmly when they greet each other. Madam Speaker, Canadians know how close the Liberal government and McKinsey and Company are. So why doesn't the government just admit it and tell us how much they've spent on McKinsey and Company?
Great question. Great question.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, on Tuesday at the OGO Committee, this member and her colleagues came to try to prove two things. One, that Dominique Barton was a close personal friend of the Prime Minister's, and number two, that Dominique Barton was involved in McKinsey getting contracts from the government. They failed abjectly. Dominique Barton said he wasn't even a friend of the Prime Minister, doesn't even have his phone number, didn't ever socialize with him, and he was never involved in McKinsey securing contracts from the government. Failure by the Conservatives on Tuesday.
The honourable member for Calgary-Fitnapore.
Madam Speaker, after 8 years, we know that this Liberal government has spent at least $100 million on contracts with McKinsey, but they're still actually trying to hide how much they have spent on the total amount of contracts. Canadians are demanding answers, and so on Monday, we're going to ask at committee again how much they've actually spent on contracts with McKinsey and Company. But before then, I'm going to give them another chance today, Madam Speaker. How much have you spent on contracts with McKinsey and Company and Dominique Barton?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Public Services and Procurement.
Mr. Speaker, as the honourable member heard, Dominique Barton has left McKinsey for years, is no longer a shareholder at McKinsey, so Dominique Barton's name shouldn't be part of that. Public Services and Procurement Canada is responsible for $104 million of contracts with McKinsey since 2015. There are other smaller contracts that have been given by other departments. Thank you.